Hello, have you gotten your 10,200 taxable unemployment PUA in your account yet? If you have, great news. I am hearing some of my Facebook group, I've gotten it. One or two on the YouTube family here. That's good news. I have not. I know it's coming. I'm going to go over what do I know of this Monday. And happy Monday to you. I'm Sal CAPANO. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, now's the time. Hit the notification bell so it'll bring you up to date with the latest coverage on this, as well as PUA and how most states are going to keep their WBA state. I went over that a couple videos ago, so stay tuned to that. Don't forget to register or sign up to win some money on my channel. Well, how do you do that? It's easy. Just hit a comment, like, oh, you have to subscribe. And as many comments that I see, they could be a short comment or long comment. I love them all. And then I let my grandkids say, hey, go back a couple weeks and they'll just pick out a couple winners. I've given out at 50. I've given out winners at 100. I've given out winners at 200. And now I'm going to give it out when I hit 400 subscribers. That's all you have to do, and you are in. Give out 3 winners last time. I think we're going to do 5 winners. Gift cards. No Amazon. Nothing against Amazon, just gift cards. You do whatever you want. So stay tuned. Don't forget, we give out on this channel. Me and a friend of mine who got me started with this YouTube, and we're up to 280, I think. Wow. So we're getting there. We're getting real close. So, all right, I'm going to go over. I got a lot more details on my playlist on this 10,200 if you're coming across for the first time. I'm going to go over what I know as of today. Let me get a little sip of my Italian coffee. Oh, that's good today. Wow, that's good. She did a good job, my wife. Okay. 13 million taxpayers are eligible for this 10,200. The IRS is processing unemployment refunds again this whole week of June, the beginning of June, right? Now, what do we know so far is there's been the first batch that's been sent out. Some people have gotten it on that Thursday or Friday of last week. And that was the first batch. That was the easiest ones, like single people, no spouse, who no dependents, simply on unemployment, maybe some earnings. They got theirs out first. And remember now, this is for people who, excuse me, who were filed before March 11th. Like myself, I filed I think it was March 1st. So if you filed after March 11th or March 11th, like my daughter did, you already got it. So you weren't, I want you to explain, you already got it. So most H&R Block CPAs already had the software. If you did it yourself, then you might want to look into that. But they had the software, so you got that. You got that. Like my daughter ended up had to owe some money and it offset, and she owed nothing, so she got 0. So if you came in before, if you filed before March 11th and you collected unemployment, whether it was PUA or unemployment, and the biggest question I'm getting, well, Sal, a little confused on this, and that's fine. I was too. If you didn't take the 10% out, okay, like my wife, you just took 0. That has nothing to do with that. That just meant as tax season, when you did your taxes, when you got that return, it was probably less than somebody who selected 10%. Like I took 10% out, whatever. So, but you still have to claim. Does that make sense? So if you made 20,000 unemployment, 10,200 comes off. This is where you get the break. So that comes to 9,800. So you only pay taxes on the 9,800. Hopefully I made that clear. So you are still eligible. Depending on your tax bracket, 10% tax bracket, 12% tax bracket, along those lines, you should get anywhere between $1,000 to about up to $3,000, depending on what tax bracket. Now, so the next batch that can come out is this week. Still single people. They just sent out 2.8 million. It's going into this week. So still single people. And then towards the end of this week, we'll start with married people with no dependents. Kids that are growing up, big kids. So next week and then going into next week. So if you're married and you have no dependents, then you will be getting yours next. And that will start the end of this week, all of next week, into late June. Now, if you're the next batch, most will be the maybe towards the end of June and maybe even in July, will people marry with dependents. Remember, if you have kids and stuff, a little bit more complex, those will be the next batch. Remember, they said through the summer. And then paper checks will be last. Now, remember, they already have your information. If you file taxes and you got to return this year or last year or the year before, all your information should be on the IRS portal. Now, I'm going to get to where you can, people, I spent an hour on this IRS. It doesn't show an amount, and it's a lot of work to get there to show what date. I'm giving you the dates. These are in batches. Yeah, I mean, this is what's going to happen. But if you do want to go on, you visit Irs.gov and open up an account. So you need to open up an account. Now, this is not the account that you check where your refund is every year and it'll tell you how much. You just put the amount in, head of household and all that. No, this is a whole nother account. So multiple steps need to be confirmed. This is on the IRS, Irs.gov. I'll leave it in my description if you have some time you want to go in there. Number 2, reclaim view tax records. So your tax records. Then number 3 will be get your transcript. Yes, there's some steps in this. And number 4, federal tax. There'll be a drop-down menu, take you to the transcripts, and then hit the go button. Then it'll say refund issue. It'll say no payment, but it'll show you a date. So it'll show you a date approximately. It's a little bit of work, but they also have to put a credit card on file. Not that they're going to charge you for this at all, or a mortgage or a rent. I stopped right there, even though you're secured. Because I know what I'm told, and I was told by an IRS spokesperson what's happening. So, if you really want to put some work in and not doing anything, yes, you can go on. But there's nowhere to show an amount. It won't show an amount. Let's make that clear. It will show an approximate a date. All right. So yeah, the IRS is processing unemployment. So that's good. So more money coming this week. All right. Now, so this was eligible for 13 million people. Now remember, this was part of the American Rescue Plan of the 2021. Everybody's going to get now. Even if you made more than 150,000, nobody talks about this, but I am. So if you're a married couple and somebody made a whole lot of money in 2019, right? And in 2020, excuse me, 2020, and you made just unemployment and you went over and made 160,000, well, that would put you over, right? No, wrong. That 150, or excuse me, that 10,200 would come off of that. Now, you probably paid your taxes already. Maybe you had to pay, right? Well, they would owe you. Does that make sense? So if you went over and you had to pay taxes, or maybe you broke even, or maybe you made a little bit in that tax bracket, they would owe you. So you can still be over, because that 10,200, if one of two were collecting unemployment and one worked and made a lot of money. So remember, keep that and check with your IRS person to make sure that they didn't calculate that in. Again, if you paid your taxes before March 11th, what I just said, you might be entitled to some money. Remember now, if you owe back taxes, this is important, or child support or student loans, and you didn't get your tax refund because you owed money, they're all likelihood going to take this. Now, let's say you did receive some money. Well, that means you probably don't owe any taxes, depending what you owe. So if you didn't receive your tax return of the 2020 and you still owe money, they're going to just offset that. I'm just reporting what I know. Don't get upset at me. Look at it this way. That's one less bill you'll have out there, right? So I'm just letting everybody know. That was student loans. Student loans was a little tricky. Child support for sure, and back taxes. And state taxes. Okay, so they plan on the simplest returns. Will go over the simple returns were last week and this week, and then the more complex, and then the next round will be married couple with no dependent, and then the more complex will come in after that. Now, this is important. You're going to get the IRS, you'll receive a letter, 30 days of adjustment, to inform them what kind of adjustments they made. So they're going to let you know what the adjustments made. And it's probably, I'm not a CPA at all. I'm just letting you know it'll probably have on there, your 10,200 deducted. Remember, it's not off of, if you work part-time and you make 10,000, it's not off that earnings from work, only the unemployment. It'll probably show the 10,200 coming off the unemployment. For an example, if it's $20,000, it'll be 9,800, and it'll show your tax bracket, and then it'll show the amount of money you're going to get, anywhere between 1,000 and up to 3,800, depending on the tax bracket and married. Remember, if you're married, it's 2,400, right? So it will have both. That's why there will be on the next batch if you're married, following married on there. July 15th, that's right. So July 15th is when they're hoping married couple with children. Okay, so here it is. Okay, just got this in. So married couple with children is going to start on July 15th. So that's when the married couple will come in. So that's all I have for you, my family. Remember, if you want to check the time frame, visit Irs.gov. I'll leave some description underneath. But again, there was no amount. Like I said, May 28th it started, 2.8 million refunds sent. Wow, this is money. Mid-June, next batch for married with no dependent. All the way through the summer. Remember, if you can, people, good money tips, try to take 10% of it, throw it away in a safe, or open up a business account. A lot of times business, they'll match what you put in. So for example, if you put 500, they'll match you with 500. I know Chase is doing it just to keep a little bit of money on a rainy day. I will see you on my next video. I have an important update regarding POA. So hopefully I can get this video on tonight with POA or tomorrow. Say hello to somebody. Tomorrow's another day, and I'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching.